So let's take a look. Okay, so we got something awesome right here. A huge park right next to the central business district. It's actually pretty nice and quite rare to have such a big park so close to the city center, just like here in Melbourne. We can see this of course in New York and in a couple of places in Europe, but it's still quite rare. In Melbourne there is also a couple of other parks around the city center, so all in all it's a very green city. Let's get a walk on one of those bridges, it could be quite nice. So yeah, you can see it's a really big looking city. You get the tram right here, and yeah, really dynamic. Many skyscrapers are under construction. This is taken from July 2019. So the central Melbourne actually was established during colonial time, but most of its outer neighborhoods and most of the city was planned in the 50s and 60s, where the most popular trend was suburbanization and big highways. So the city is quite sprawled out with suburban neighborhoods and single family housing of course, but not as sprawled out as American cities do, like Houston, San Francisco, etc. But yeah, it's still more sprawled out than any European cities. This has created big social and sustainability issues in Melbourne, as lots of people have to travel tens of kilometers every day to get from home to job. So yeah, you can see all this is single family housing. We can take a look at a particular neighborhood. Yo man, what is going on here? Why does this man have 2 times exactly the same weird American car? I don't know. But it actually looks cool, I don't know why. This is a typical suburban area. And as you can see, people are living pretty nicely. They have lots of green areas around their houses and decent amount of space. The houses are not too big, which is in opposition to American houses, which are often way too large. Those houses are like, let's measure this, but I bet they are around 150 square meters. Yeah, 100 square meters. This one looks a bit larger though. Yeah, 300 square meters for, I guess, the richest guy in the neighborhood. So yeah, it's sprawling out, but not as much as American cities does, but already way more than any European cities. But you can see they have still nice small parks which are getting into the suburban neighborhoods, like this, like this, like this, like this, and of course many golf courses. I don't know if I like this, but who am I to judge? But you know, it's like space that could have been a park for everyone is being a golf course just to some rich retiree in the neighborhood. So, but that's something that's super popular both in Australia and North America and even in Europe, in England. So you can see the suburban areas still have a train station, which is good, and it seems to be quite used. Yeah, it seems to be used by many people from the neighborhoods. So yeah, that's a cool feature. Suburban trains like this. Okay, so here we have something quite interesting. It's like a commercial street, feeling like yeah, it's feeling like we are in a small city, but we are actually in a Melbourne suburb, so it's quite cool. And they have a nice modern station. So now we have an idea of like the suburban areas, which are quite sprawled out, but not as much as American cities, and they also have their own small commercial streets, which are quite nice. It's nice to have small streets and don't have to go to the mall, etc. I can see here they have it too. It's a bit falling down, but still, yeah, they have a mix between ruins and new buildings. If we go back to the city center, we can see they have a new area called Docklands just west of the CBD, which is looking quite nice. But the problem is it's really a place for cars. Nobody likes to walk here, as we can see. Here we got a little bit of a restaurant maybe, but it's looking pretty much all in all quite dead. Despite you know, you got these big towers, but no restaurants, no nothing, no benches, nothing. No small nice areas. Yeah, they got parks here though, but I mean no terraces, no. Maybe it's here by the sea, maybe. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty cool. A small promenade like this, with the marina, etc. Okay, that's nice. But yeah, as it's like an American kind of planned city, they have this big highway just passing through the south central Melbourne, like big 6-lane highway. So that's of course not great from a city planning perspective, but that's how cities were planned this time. And at least you get a nice skyline view from this highway bridge, but I think it's quite a lot destroying the view for lots of people in this area. But at least they did something great, which is this huge highway became a tunnel under the park and the eastern neighborhoods of Melbourne. So you get the highway, which is turned into a tunnel right here under the park, and which become normal highway for one part, and the second part gets normal highway right here. So that is a cool feature for Melbourne. We got also many small skyscraper areas like this outside of the main CBD, which is cool because companies can lease out buildings and then people are working here rather than being working in the CBD. So then they have to move less and create less traffic, etc. And then it also creates nice environment for business in those small neighborhoods. Okay, let's take a look at this neighborhood. Yeah, that's really diverse, seems like. Brunswick. It's not really dense, but yeah, it's quite flat, you know. It never gets over one story, I mean. And there are still many ruins, some, not many, but some ruins, and like the nice commerce are like on the tramway street. And yeah, it's quite impressive, all the parks you got. You got this big park, then also this one with a lake, then that one near golf courses, then the Melbourne Zoo. They did quite a great job with all the parks, I must admit. They also have some apartment buildings, but it's quite rare, but they have a couple of those. And then yeah, let's try to see where the rich people live in Melbourne, because some of course live, some of the rich people surely live in like the top of the skyscrapers, in like big penthouses, or I guess also small townhouses somewhere. I'll try to see if there are some townhouses. It seems like Melbourne doesn't have a lot of rich townhouse, rich mansions inside the midtown. I can look at this, but it seems like it's more like commerce, stores, etc. It's not where rich people are living. Okay, yeah, it seems okay. It seems like very rich people are living here. This home is like under restoration, I think. But yeah, this definitely is a very rich street. Here you got a big pickup truck, I think. Yeah, wow. Oh, wow, okay, that look professional. Yeah, look at this. This is just a huge mansion. Huge and beautiful of a mansion. This too, when it will be renovated, this too. This is a very rich neighborhood. If we can find this second place with some of... Yeah, okay. Here we got a big mansion too. We can't really look inside it, but can see from the top. Yeah, they got nice entrances though, with all the plants, the palms. Yeah, I like this neighborhood. Yeah, this is a nice mansion. Here we got also modern style house. Okay, so this is where the obviously richest people live inside Melbourne. This is beautiful. They seem to like playing tennis here. Maybe we also get rich people living out here. Not as rich as in the first place. Can check a couple of homes here, but it seems smaller than in the first area. I must admit to you guys, I've already spent a couple of hours, not today, but a couple of days ago in Melbourne, so I somehow know where the rich suburbs are. I actually didn't know where the rich neighborhoods in the city were, like South Yarra, which we just were walking in, but my 1000 hour plus portfolio on Google Maps did include the richest suburbs in Melbourne, which are northeast of the city, around roughly 25 kilometers. So let's take a look. Let's go down on this road. We can see that the plots seems to be pretty large, and of course the homes surely above the 500 square meters for each home. Here we got a pretty big home as well. You can see how the plots are really super large in this suburb as compared to other suburbs. I try to see if we can find maybe a place with more impressive architecture, but I don't know if we can. Nice, well shaped with nature. Nice trees. Yeah, I like it. But we can't see the homes. Okay, we can see this. Yeah. I must admit I don't really like this style of homes, but we can at least see that it requires quite a lot of money to build this kind of homes. Yeah, we are basically on a 600 square meter home, which is really big, but I don't think it's the largest in Melbourne. I think we can get over the 1000 square meters. Okay, here you have a home with basically a private swim, private pool and private tennis courts. But you can see it's that's okay, that looks quite expensive. That looks a bit weird. I don't know. Yeah, that home looks a bit bizarre. Seems like this is really the neighborhood if you are rich in Melbourne. Let's take a look. Wow, that looks gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm really like killing the pronunciation right now. Oh, they even got a little tower in the middle. I don't know if I like the style, it's too much, too made up. Wow, this home is quite big though. They all got a private tennis court. This looks a bit crazy. Wow, that is huge. They have 2 floors, so yeah, okay, it's 900 square meters, but times 2 because they have 2 floors. So yeah, that's a lot of square meters, man. I must admit I'm not a big fan of this kind of style, of this one and the last home we saw. Wow, what is this? That really looks like you are going to a big restaurant or I don't know, a hotel or I don't know. Oh man, what is this? I can't see it from here, but it's interesting to see all this because in Europe, you know, you cannot basically build those kind of big homes and make whatever you want to. It's impossible. There is too much regulation, etc. You can basically build a home that is over 300 square meters, I think, in Europe. So it's quite fun. Okay, so we found, I think this is really the richest area in Melbourne. So we found this, pretty cool. Okay, let's take a bit of a walk inside the city center. Because Melbourne should be one of the nicest and most livable cities in the world, so It has been named many times at least. Yeah, it's looking pretty attractive, we must say. They got lots of trends in Melbourne. They got a good mix between skyscrapers and mid-rise buildings, low-rise buildings, and nice old architecture. And here they got a pedestrian way which I can't, of course, walk in. Okay, yes, I can. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Pretty nice to have this. I hope they have more than just one street, but it's at least better than nothing. Yeah, lots of people, lots of stores, lots of restaurants, seems like. Yeah, it's a pretty dope place. A bit sad they only have a little portion which is pedestrianized. They only have this particular road because they could easily make like tons of commercial street and have lots of people walking, pedestrian street I mean, and have lots of people and stores there, and all in all working pretty good because there are so many people out on the road in Melbourne. They could easily make like this street pedestrian, and then there will be lots of, it will just be filled up with people. There are so many people around in Melbourne, so they will have no problem with filling up stores, etc. Let's look here at the tallest building in Melbourne. I can't remember the name, but it's quite an iconic skyscraper, to be honest. And they also managed to build mid-rise apartment building, which is cool. BMW dealership. That's a bit I don't know why they have this in the middle of a downtown area, but okay. Yeah, mid-rise buildings, that's cool. Okay, so here we have the current tallest building, I think. And here it's the tallest building under construction, which will be taller than this one. You can see many videos out on B1M about this building under construction. I don't know why they have that's BMW dealership. It feels like it's waste of money. Like they could just have this dealership outside the city and pay like 10 times less, because that is like the most valuable land in Melbourne. It's looking pretty modern, shiny, etc. Looking pretty nice, but when it comes to the street level, you know, it's some kind of pretty dead. No stores, no people out the road, no one, but that's just how it is often in those modern neighborhoods, and I think it doesn't have to be that way, but it's still often the case. But all in all, Melbourne managed to create quite an attractive CBD. Thousands of restaurants, of cafes, of stores, etc. And I guess every day hundreds of thousands of people are walking into this city center and having a really nice time here. Yeah, the pedestrian alley are so nice, and there is place for bicycles. And here it's also pedestrian road, I think. No cars are allowed here. Yeah, they are doing a pretty... What is this? Okay. They are doing a pretty good job in making the city a cool and nice place. I just want to see, what is this? What is this? It's like modern art gallery or something. I don't know, man. Yeah, okay, that's a modern art gallery. That's surely an extension. yeah, I like this city. It's pretty nice, and I hope they will continue with pedestrianizing their CBD, because there are so many people and stores doing pretty well. So if they want to continue and to even be more ecological and give more place to pedestrians in the city, they should just pedestrianize all the streets they can. Not of course all the downtown, but like most of it. They cannot pedestrianize all the downtown because there are still big companies, I guess, which needs parking spots for their employees. But yeah, pretty nice city, pretty diverse in terms of architecture, of people, of shops, etc. Here you can see Japanese shop, for example. I don't know why this particular place pops up and none other places, but that's just how it is. This looks interesting. Maybe want to see what it is. Maybe a museum, I guess. No, what? Royal Exhibition Building, Center for Events and Melbourne Museum, Natural History Museum. They also have promenades down at the beach. We can talk about the transportation. We can see that they have those two major highways going through the central area, but then they don't have that much of highway, unlike American cities which have like tens of highways going through every direction. If you take Houston, for example, which is also quite the same size of Melbourne around, they are roughly the same size. Houston just has thousands of kilometers of highways. It's just crazy. While Melbourne doesn't have that much, we can quickly measure it. They might have around 300 kilometers if it takes it all. Yeah, I guess there is also some here. Around 300 kilometers. The highways are like M3, M1, M2, M79, M80. The other yellow are not highways, they are just normal roads. It's pretty unclearly made because they have the same color. So that's quite complicated, especially in Melbourne and in Australian cities. It's quite complicated to see what is highway, what is not from the map. But yeah, they don't have a lot of highway, which is good on every point of view, I think, because people are spending less time on highways because they are taking more public transportation. They have lots of trains. We can see here we can count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see that Melbourne has around 10 suburban rail lines which are going from outside the city center, which is an impressive number. It's almost like, I would guess, a European city standard. So, and they also have all these all those streetcar. They have like, I think Melbourne has the largest streetcar network in the world. It's impressive. Look, like, I'm just looking at one particular neighborhood and we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different streetcar lines. It's just crazy. No, they are doing quite a great job about sustainable transports. I was looking for the word sustainable transportation, mass transit, etc. They are doing a really good job as compared to many North American or Asian cities. Yeah, Asian, maybe not Asian, because some places in Asia are of course doing an amazing job, like China. like China, Japan, Singapore, etc. But some places also, like the Middle East particularly, are not doing an amazing job in terms of public transportation. They are more like all in on highways. So yeah, now we are done with Melbourne. I hope you liked this first episode of the Centuria show. And yeah, if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, because it does help the channel's growth. And yeah, let's see you soon, either on this channel or on my main channel, which is Future Century. So go subscribe also, Future Century, if you are not subscribed yet, and see you soon to another video.